welcome. Good evening to this interview with these wonderful four business managers. We are going to introduce each one of you, and we are going to talk about the 10 skills that business managers should have to be wonderful in their professions. So let's start with the first one.
Good evening, my name is Christian Jimenez. I'm business manager. My specialty is in purchase and logistics.
Thank you so much. The next one.
Good evening, my name is Lucely Murcia. I am business manager and my specialty human resources.
Thank you so much. Please, the next one.
Good evening, my name is Alejandra Ballesteros. I am business manager. I am expert in sales.
Thank you so much. Please, the next one.
Good evening, my name is Alexander Aguirre. I'm business manager and I'm expert in marketing.
Okay, that's good to hear us. So we are going to begin with each one of you to know the 10 abilities of the business managers. Thank you. We are going to begin with Dr. Edith. So the first question is for you. Here we go. The first has to do with the plan to read the environment and the ability to identify and solve the problems. I would like to talk about this feature with you.
What business managers should do is read the environment and identify how the problems are understood, also as an opportunity and seize power in their favor in order to respond to it. Then that makes the business manager takes that opportunity environment that works able to read and identify and respond to in and successful planning and organization inside the company.
Thank you so much, Dr. Edith, for your answer. So we are going to continue with Dr. Alexander, and here I have the question for him. So the ability to learn and be continually updated. So go ahead, Alexander.
The business manager knows what it is in the environment, and this environment is totally changing also the organization, the persons. And their collaborative, so the manager business must be all time. They are aware how they update and should learn, which are the new tendencies of the market to act accordingly.
Faced with new situation changing suddenly, as facility can anticipate or that are unexpected or see arriving earlier or later than planned. The administrator should have the ability to respond to this situation. Then they need to know how to act fast and in this way to satisfy the consumer.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alexander, for your answer. We are going to continue this interview with Alejandra, and here we have the question for her. The other competition is to have the creative ability. So, Alexandra, the question is for you. Please go ahead.
I want to say that this competition is very important because the administrator should have the ability to create and according to the encountered situation and actuality of market and organization must respond in a way to be creative, recursive, creative, innovate is supremely important.
Thank you, Alejandra, for your answer. We are going to continue this interview with the following questions. Another interesting issue is the ability to make decisions. So, Alexander, the question is for you. Please go ahead.
Look, I would say that the ability to make decisions is key in organization managers. It depends the success of the company, but keep in mind that decisions are not taken by a single person, but is a teamwork decision.
Thank you so much for your answer, Dr. Alexander. We are going to continue the interview with Dr. Christian, and there's a question for him. Another interesting issue is the ability to make decisions. Please go ahead, Dr. Christian.
And it is one of the skills that should have the administrator, and that alone we will not achieve anything. A good team is needed and co-workers who are together to the business manager. A few employees who are team states with the administrator, and only with that energy good results achieved.
Thank you so much for your answer, Dr. Christian. We are going to follow the interview with the Dr. Edith. So the next question for her is the ability to motivate. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
So only year that achieving teamwork and everyone is pointing to the same north is the only way to make teams reach each organization. That way to do is engage and work synergistically with each other and is the administrator. How to get them to become, and the common goal is also their one organizational goal and their one achievement.
Thank you so much for your answer, Dr. Edith. We are going to continue the interview with Dr. Alejandra. So the next question is for you. The ability to relate is the key to know when is doing business. Please, go ahead, Dr. Alexandra.
Managers must be able to relate, are constantly working with people, with the organization, consumers, outward. That is where the administrator must have good relation between all partners in parallel up and down.
Thank you so much for your answer, Dr. Alexandra. So the final question is for Dr. Alexander. And here we have the question. One of the ultimate powers for good administrators is to know the communication. So go ahead, Alexander, thank you.
Right. Communication should not only within the organization, but also the organization outward. At that consumer, the administrator must have a certain communication, taking to their staff and their team.
Thank you so much for your answer, Dr. Alexander. It was a wonderful answer. And the final question is for Dr. Christian, and is the following. The last but not the least, we talk about the ethics, and that should be an administrator. Please go ahead.
The ethical commitment of the manager should be present is always something that must be negotiated. The ethical commitment should be viewed within the organization must see the customer face. Ethical commitment should be seen in every detail of that administrator.
Well, thanks so much for allowing sharing with us these 10 skills you must have a current business manager. We hope that this valuable information towards the implementation of their organization you have a next opportunity. Thank you for that.